Buenas, hi folks. This is a little bit out of the normal kind of run of things. This video, I'm kind of doing it for therapy, because I'm a bit kind of freaked out, really. But at the same time, I kind of feel, well, I guess okay. So I haven't been able to read recently because I had my trip back to the UK. And I had a trip to the opticians there, and the dentist, which at the times seemed distressing enough, but the opticians is the one that's kind of important. Um, a few kind of, I suppose, news is that I'm absolutely carrying on the channel. There's no question about that. I think it's really good for me, and I'm going to go back to reading as soon as I can. I just haven't had the headspace, because I'm completely freaked out by my diagnosis, where I knew there was a problem in the vision of my left eye. They did all the, photography, and I've got a macular hole thing, and it's almost certain I'm going to have some kind of operation to help with that. And my right eye has been playing up really bad floaters, right, since they blew all the air and did all the laser on it kind of thing. And it's settled down a bit, but it's not quite gone. And that has been very troubling, very, very troubling. I'm also having to kind of my first year in Spain here out in the country is coming to an end. So the channel will kind of continue, but it will be from a different part of Andalusia. I'm going to be living in another place from basically the kind of 1st of May. And I'm really hoping for me and you that when I become, whatever pun I'm going to make about Gary in this new village, I'm going to carry on the channel. I'm going to go back to the reading. I'm going to carry on learning the bass, which has been I've been stuck a bit. Finally, start really trying to learn the Spanish, trying to be healthy, all those good things. I put on a bit of weight, and it's gone slightly. That's mainly because I'm not eating, which is not the greatest diet in the world, but that's kind of where I am. I'm 97.5, so as I think I've said before, I was like 117 March 2024 before I came out. So I've lost 20 kilos, but I mean, I could do with losing 20 kilos more, really, I think. Also, the NHS website says. In terms of okay. So I've got this optical challenge, and I'm having to fly, almost straight back to the UK, which is a total PITA, and expensive, and disruptive, and stressful. I'm going to the NHS clinic on Wednesday. Now, you see, trying to be rational. Now, okay, one of the points I'm trying to make to myself, and to you guys, maybe, is rationally speaking, it turns out that, this is a very common operation. Lots of people have eye operations. People I know have had eye operations, but never ever mention them to me. Why should they? But okay. And a guy, an old boss mentor of mine, who I've got a lot of respect and affection for, who's been a great friend to me, especially in a really bad time. He had something sounds very similar. Like lay in his front for 3 days. He said it worked. But the whole kind of thing about your eyes and surgery. I've got another friend, Will, who he says is a lot. I didn't know this. He has lots of eye operations, and he says it's not a big deal, and all the rest of the kind of thing. So that's great, right? But so, I'm and also I had dental implants done in Hungary a few years ago, and if you told me how horrible that was, I would not have done that operation. I'd have had a denture. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just so awful. But okay, yeah, okay. So if I've done that, I can do an eye operation or and the lasering or whatever it's going to be. Recovery period stresses me because I don't know. I mean, people are talking about you can't fly. So what am I going to do, right? I have to get the train back to Spain? That seems like a massive PITA as well. Is it like 3 days and then you can fly? I just don't know. I'm just going to see what the guy says on Wednesday, right? I suppose ultimately the kind of self-analysis that I'm having to do with myself is I'm being quite tough on myself at the moment because I think I'm just a coward. I'm just a big wuss, and I don't think I've got any resilience really. I mean, I do. I must have. But I kind of look back, especially like the last 20 years, maybe. I think 20 years, and a lot of stress in that time. Even in the year of marriage together in the house, there was a lot of stress there, a lot of financial stress, the relationship stress when that was starting to crack. There's been a lot of not so much health stress over the years, to be fair. But in this kind of last year, I've had my kind of blood pressure stress, my pre-diabetes stress. Turned out I didn't have diabetes. I do think I've got high blood pressure. I think the stress is part of that. I think my mental health hasn't been fantastic. I think a lot of the times I'm okay, honestly. But whenever kind of like a stressor comes, I find it very hard. I do find it very hard. Wish I was more robust. I wish I was more, to use the word again, resilient. I wish I had, maybe I should become a Buddhist. Maybe I should do TM. Maybe I should pray. Maybe I should do something. Maybe I should do therapy. I don't know. But I find things like this very, very hard for me to sort of get beyond. And kind of, I sort of deal with them, I guess, sort of. But then I think ultimately what I mean by existential dread in my conceptualization of it is, and it's, I guess it's why I did philosophy and what I've been reading philosophy and why I've been thinking about these things all my life, is this it? I'm 63, right? I'm in a better health, I think physically. I haven't been walking for a few days, but, you know, all in all, probably in a better state of health than I have been for a while. I've lost 20 kilos, like I said, I think, just a second ago. I am living in a lovely part of the world. My cat loves me, I guess. I love the cat. I've got that. I don't have a partner, which I find hard because I think negotiating life, navigating life without one can be hard. Hard for me. Do not say to me, you don't need one when you've had one all your life. Don't say to me, you have to love it. I know all that, right, conceptually, but I mean, for me, I would prefer to have a partner and we could help each other through things like this, and I just don't have that. I guess at the moment, in terms of culture, I'm finding what positive thing to say is I haven't gone to drink, right? I got drunk last week and I drank far too much one night. But I mean, when I'm really seriously stressed, the need for drink or the like for drink completely disappears. It honestly does. I've just no interest in it. And I think that's good. I think I'm happy about that. It's nice to wake up without a hangover. It's nice to wake up. Sometimes you do need to sort of, get away from emotions, but I don't feel any need for that at the moment, which I think is positive. I haven't really been eating, like I said. I've not really been cooking particularly well. I just haven't had any appetite. So what am I saying? I think I'm saying that my journey continues, and a phrase that popped into my mind. I mean, I think I'm halfway through a process which I want to happen, which is living in rural Spain, living a quiet life, trying to save money, trying to pare down debt. I think those are all very positive things to do. This isn't the ultimate life I want. I want to live in a city. I want to have a social network. I want to have more fun than this, right? I don't want to live like a monk forever. I'll live like a monk for another year. Sally said, well, just put some, you don't have to commit to a year. Just put some money aside every month if you can. And so have a little sort of moving fund. So when you do feel ready to move, just do what you didn't really do this time and spend more time doing it, get more headspace into it and move to a city. That's obviously doable. Yes, I've got the cat. That could be an issue. But I mean, all you really do with that is you just go for a place that will accept cats. I mean, it's as simple as that, really, isn't it? If that takes a bit longer, it takes a bit longer. So what I hope is going to happen is I'm going to go back and something will happen to get me further, to get me, if not healed, then a lot better than I am now with my eyes. Come back, move, try and be positive about that, right? Get to a better stage with that. Um, and get back to reading all my projects and all the rest of it kind of thing. Maybe I'll get a book review up for you guys. But at the moment, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough. Um, and it's a human condition, right? But are you saying to me, life, that what happens now is these things just continue to happen? You continue to worry about your kids the rest of your life? Great. Some people, older parents, have said you never stop worrying about them. Oh my lord, do I just have? Maybe I've been trying to look after myself better. Do I just have to accept that now? What's that phrase? Sniper's alley. Wow, I've been very lucky with my health. I've been very lucky with my health, honestly. The only operation I've had is for appendicitis when I was 11. I've never had, and I had my car accident. I got knocked over by a bus. I just lost a tooth and had a bit of scarring. But I was kind of spark out and everything. That wasn't great. But that's nothing ever since, right? That's pretty good. But I mean, I thought I could ride my luck a bit longer, I guess. And then there's the politics, and don't even, right? It's just crazy, man. It is just crazy. We live in a crazy, crazy time. So I'm going to drink some water and I'm going to watch Match of the Day and try and be calm and maybe go for a little walk and just plug on, right? But I think the only thing really in my head is get to the clinic on Wednesday and take her from there. Okay, guys, I'll report back. All right, cheers, bye.